They've won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. There's no red carpet 'cause they're home in their jammies. From Melrose Place to Broadway to Janeway and her crew, let Seth and James bring all the stars to you.
Anywho,
they're entertaining everyone, so who's gonna grouse? Just sit right back and you'll hear some tales on Stars in the House.
Oh my God, we're live, you guys. I am both Seth and James. I am coming to you live as Sierra Boggess. Seth and James, for some reason, keep letting me host this thing, and apparently we still make money. I don't know. They really entrust me with this, and I literally show up and learn on the job. So neat. You're welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stars in the House. I'm always so excited to be here. And as usual, I just think that Seth and James are two of the coolest humans on the planet, what they've created, and that they're still doing this, and that they created this so that all of us have some place to go to, sometimes twice a day, sometimes once a day, and just be who we are and remember what theater is, raise money for the Actors Fund. There's going to be a link scrolling around that you can go to and donate money if you are able to. And if you are unable to, because this is one crazy time, don't worry about it. Please enjoy yourself, because I know that I am. Literally, my favorite thing about hosting these things is that I just get to talk to whoever I want to. And these three amazing humans that I have on here today are some of my favorite people on the planet. And so I'm just really excited to talk to them. And so basically, y'all are just going to be listening to me have conversations with my friends. So that's what's up. Also, I have notes down here. So if you see me looking down, it's just because I'm official. I'm so not Oprah or Seth or James that can just do this looking at the camera. But this just in. I got word right before we started that we've reached the $400,000 for the Actors Fund, which is all of you who've donated. So look on there. Jonah, can you keep that up? Jonah is my magical human that helps me with all this. So you can see text FUND 2020 to 56512 to help us reach our new goal of $500,000. But that is what is up, you guys. So thank you to everybody who has donated. Just thank you so much. And again, thank you to everybody who shows up and participates and watches, because, you know, we're live performers. So we miss that live thing so much. So this is as nervous as I've been getting this entire quarantine. So it helps me remember that I am what I am. Okay. I'm also welcome to my parents' house in Denver, Colorado. This is the first episode that I'm hosting from literally my childhood home in Denver, Colorado, because I lasted 3 months in New York, you guys, and then I needed to get out. And I'm really glad that I did, because, and not because it's like, oh God, COVID, it's because let's be honest, New York's done really, really well. It was because I just needed to get into nature, let me tell you what. And my mom's backyard, so everybody's invited. Just come on over, just start piling in. This is one garden like you cannot believe. It is some secret garden back there. I am just Lily's eyes all left, right, and center up in there. But it is just literally, I needed to get into that fresh air, because I don't have one of those fancy apartments, folks, that have one of those nice balconies, you know. All those apartments also that I look at, that's the like all the people own, that's like have billions and billions of dollars on Central Park West, you know, with those giant like wraparound terraces. And I'm like, I see all your window shades shut. I know that you're in your second or third home in the Hamptons. Can you please let me have a key, please, so that I may go enjoy your balcony during COVID? Thank you so much. Anyway, so I came to Colorado. I drove across country with my dad, who flew to New York, and we drove with my cats, Celie and Olivia, named from The Color Purple. My sister has Nettie. Don't worry about it. Stagey. Literally, we did name them that. And we drove to Colorado so that I could be here for this time and be with my family. So, and it's like, honestly, like an all-inclusive vacation, because, you know, my mom is just in heaven. She is like, I mean, my socks aren't even off my feet, and those things are already in the wash, you guys. So I don't know what I was thinking about moving to New York and being away from home. This is the all-inclusive situation. So again, if you want your laundry done, my mom, who is now disowned me by now for all of the people that she has now adopted because of this live show. So thanks again, Seth and James. Anyways, you guys, that's what's up. That's what's happening here. This is, they were asking me when I was putting together like the people that I wanted to bring on here today, and just what is there like a theme for the episode or something? And I thought, because I thought about these people that I'm bringing on today, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of, I think this is kind of like a self-care, and this is kind of a self-care themed episode. And we'll get to him when I bring on Josh. You know, he is like this, he is dancing queen, Pilates god. So we'll get to that. But my first guests are Gwen Hollander and Ben Schrader, and I just think that they are just two of the most creatively brilliant, hilarious humans, and just truly, truly wonderful people. And actually, let's just bring them on while I talk about them. Yes, there you are.
Yay!
That was magical the way we appeared like
It was. I know. That's
You're doing awesome. You're doing great.
Thank you. I'll take it, because you know, but don't you know what I was saying? This, like, as live performers, it's like, oh yeah. And we haven't had that like in a second.
Even I haven't had like a half-hour call in forever, and this felt like
it did. We're like,
she was like half hour, and it was like a reflex. I was like, thank you, half hour. Thank you, 15.
Yeah. No, that's how we
like,
that's how we used to communicate. Like, who even are we?
I know, our dogs are looking at us like, you're insane. The both
Oh my
of you
God,
insane.
please, can those dogs also make an appearance on Stars in This House?
I think they
might have to.
They might have
I mean, they're difficult to control, and they didn't cooperate during rehearsal.
But so are we. So
that's
well,
the way it is.
Thus are the actors. Wait, let me see if I can take this headphone out and still hear you. Can I hear you?
I don't know. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh,
Headphones be done. We're done
Don't
with
be
you.
tethered by technology.
No,
Let
let
that
me
out.
do it. Let me be free. Let's be free.
There you go.
Oh my God, did anybody see that commercial that was like that what they're trying to do with like new oh yeah, we did see this. Where I'm like, tethered by technology. If we're trying to sing with like face shields on.
Oh
no. We can't.
I don't think we
The best part about it though is that there was that clip, and like the singer is singing, but then she raises her head, so the thing is kind of above here, and she's singing just out.
The droplets are just shooting.
They're just going
into the front row.
They're just out. It's just, I know. At what point is it like, let's just wait? Let's not. Let's just wait. Let's wait and do it right. Because also, like, are we only? Yeah, because are we only going to be doing like shows that are like, there's no like human connection? Like, how are you gonna kiss with those like face shields?
You're gonna bump.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
You can do that.
Okay, you guys. Hi.
Hi.
I'm so happy to see you.
It's good to be seen by anybody.
By anyone. Look, and we've got a lot of really excited people here today. So let's start with basics for everybody who doesn't know you and love you like I do.
Yeah.
This is Gwen and Ben. And you guys are coming to us from
Los Angeles.
Come on. But we met in New York, and First, I'll say Gwen and I met first, and we met doing a show called Ever After. There's a photo. Look at us. And there's our amazing sister, Ashley Jordan. Well, Ashley Spencer, married to Jeremy Jordan. Yeah, look at, and with our tiny selves. That's us with each of our little tiny sisters.
And look at little Sadie Sink, who's now like very famous.
She's literally a star in the house. Like, tiny. So for those that don't know, little tiny me right there on my, I guess that's my right when I'm looking at it, or my left. That's little Sadie Sink. That's like this big old star. What's that called?
Oh, she's on Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things. And she's just like I can't. They're like women. These are like grown women now. Anyway, so that's how we met, and we just like immediately loved each other. And it was like me, you, Ashley. We were playing stepsisters in there, and we just were like, oh, family.
Yeah.
The end.
It was pretty immediate. Yeah.
It was pretty immediate. And then Ben, I feel like at that time you were doing Mormon.
Yeah, I was in Book of Mormon at the time, but I remember meeting you a long time before that. We didn't know each other.
That's
but I met you a long time before that in Princesses, that musical by David Zippel.
Yes.
In Seattle.
Yes. The very first show that I did out of college called Princesses the Musical, starring all these highly
Future
unknown
stars.
Yeah. All of these people that are like have gone on to do all these things. Yes, that's right, Ben. Thank you for reminding that we actually met first.
We did, but it was in Seattle, and I was kind of like a stage door Johnny at the time because we knew each other through Mary Faber, and so and then years passed, and then it was like I was like, wait, I think I've met her before. I think I know her, and so then I Googled, and then it all came flooding back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Tis the power of Google. Will you guys talk about your journey from how you got from New York to LA and what made you go there? And actually, wait, first talk about how you met.
Oh, we actually, Facebook just yesterday told me it was our friend-iversary, 12-year friend-iversary.
Thank God Facebook let you know.
Yeah.
Well, and it showed us a video where it picks random pictures that got the most likes. And I'm like, this is how Facebook characterizes our relationship. But we met doing a show at Barrington Stage called Sea Rock City. Yeah, I love Barrington. Called Sea Rock City and Other Destinations. And it was one of those crazy things. An actress, Mamie Paris, actually. Mamie Paris was originally cast, and then she booked the Legally Blonde tour. And so a couple of days before they were going to start rehearsals, they called me. I was in Los Angeles at the time, and Brad and Jill thought of me and were like, let's just see if Gwen can do it. And so I 2 days later flew out to Barrington, met Ben. Neither of us was in any way looking to be in a relationship.
Of course.
But that was not to be. It was
it was summertime in the Berkshires. It's already like so beautiful. It's like fairy tale-esque, the butterflies and all of that stuff. So you are already in this very beautiful environment, and we were singing music, and then of course, that's how showmances get started, because you're in another dimension. You're on another planet, and it's very insular. Like anyone who's ever been in any show knows already it's insular. And then if you start to connect with someone and you start to everything gets ramped up times 10.
Yes.
Yeah, like a week in showman's world is basically 6 months in regular time.
Totally. You're basically married.
It's kind of true. So it's like
I think we said I love you like 2
they
weeks
do.
into knowing each other.
It's looking back at it, it's so ridiculous, but like you're in this headspace where you're like, you're everything, and it's because that person is the only
they
thing. They
literally are everything.
Yes,
they are challenging, right? When the show ends and you go back to real world, that's when the true test begins.
Yep.
But we went back to the real world, and it was like, no, this is still feeling pretty awesome. Okay, well then I guess this is happening, and it just seemed it was just inevitable from that point on. As corny as that sounds, that's kind of the truth.
So true. Oh, I love it so much. But also, will you guys talk about your connection of like puppetry and everything? Because like both of you, like just jump in there.
Yeah. You want to go? You want me to go?
Yeah, because it's really more your thing. We both grew up obsessed with Muppets and everything. But Ben and then we've both done Avenue Q, but Ben is definitely way more in the world than I am.
Well, it's just a weird journey.
Did you do Avenue Q together?
No,
I did it. I did the national tour for 5 months or so, and then I joined the Broadway company before they moved off Broadway for a few months. And so I already was doing puppets when I was a kid, got into it, and then it's like one of those things where puppetry, the minute you kind of take a skill that you did for fun, and it all of a sudden was applied to something that was I don't want to say real, but it was like commercially tangible.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, it was like validation that, oh, you could keep pursuing this professionally if you chose to, or if those opportunities came across your path. And so it ended up becoming one of the many things that came across our path that we went, let's go this direction. And it was all, everything is still tied to theater, but we started to diversify the things we do.
Yes.
And the opportunities, and it's led to doing our own show with puppets, with puppeteers from the Jim Henson Company, and our show, The Astonishing Show, and Gwen's video series that she did during the quarantine, and
then even me ending up on Kidding, which was so also
That's what I mean.
out of left field. And then Ben works on Prank Yankers.
I'm on the show Crank Yankers, which is puppets making prank phone calls on Comedy Central, and it's all, but it's like these opportunities, you could trace them all back to our community of theater, but it's just kind of like, we use the phrase, we probably overuse it, riding the horse the direction it's going. And it's
Absolutely.
like,
as opposed to,
yeah.
and it's like, oh, all of a sudden the horse is going this way.
The horse is going to puppets, so we'll ride.
Let's ride that direction.
Wait, but see, that's actually really, really brilliant advice, especially during this time, don't you think? Like,
Absolutely.
and also because you both are using the skills that you have, the way the horse is taking you during this time to bring a lot of joy to people and yourself, because this is difficult and it's been difficult. And that's why I wanted you guys on here too, because you're such examples for me of people who have just been like, you've been using what you have to bring joy and help yourselves and other people during this time.
It's been so interesting. Like, we were talking to some students yesterday on a Zoom kind of
Like
Q&A masterclass thing. And I was struggling with like the old way of thinking. And the old way of thinking, at least the kind of way that was taught to me, was I wanted to be on Broadway. I wanted to be in musical theater. So that was the only way I was going to achieve that, was if I focused every single ounce of every single bit of purpose in myself to that exclusively.
Yes.
And never have a backup, never have this. I was taught the word backup plan. And I was like, wait a second. Why does anything have to be a backup plan? Why can't everything just holistically be, you're an artist, and just let these things, if you love to draw, keep drawing, and also pursue your theater. And if you love to design, if you love any of the sciences, if you love anything, why are we compartmentalizing our passions? Some are greater than others, but they're still our passions. And I've at least found through kind of trial and error, the minute you do take that holistic approach and stop having two different resumes, you know what I mean?
That's so
Stop
good.
having like, oh, here's my theater resume, and then here's my like regular job resume. It's like, no. Just put it all together. It's one picture.
It's all part of who you are. Like all the other stuff, because Ben's now involved in magic and all this other stuff. Magic and theater and puppets all come together to make him the commodity that he is. And it all just informs the artist that you are. But it is so hard to kind of accept that when you've put so much energy into this one thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember having conversations with you about that too, Gwenny, when we were in New York, when you still lived in New York. And it's like, I mean, you know this, I've talked about, you're one of these people that I just look at that has flourished when they moved to LA. It's like, first of all, I mean, everybody sees this is like one of the most stunning girls you've ever seen. And it's like, oh yeah, the camera's like, please may I have you on my computer and everywhere. And you just like, you took off and you're just doing so many amazing things that New York didn't even give you the opportunity, though it has all these, but it's like LA was like, you know? So since we're on the subject of puppetry, let's talk about Kidding, because that is just like, and that's like, I just said, like, she's so beautiful. In Kidding, you don't see her face.
Yeah, but lead into it by saying how obsessed you are with.
Oh, I'm sure
Jim
that's
Carrey.
coming.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's Jim Carrey. No,
oh wow, thrilling.
He'd be like just in the middle of painting.
Right.
No, yeah, we know, if anybody knows me, you know that's like my dream to just sit with Jim Carrey. I don't even want to be like do a show with. I don't think I could, unless we do like, I want to do Ace Ventura the musical, and like, I don't know what it needs to be. I don't know, but whatever.
I don't
anyway.
even care. I think whatever that is,
I
it's
don't
already
care.
it writes itself, and
It writes itself. Thank you,
Yeah.
Gwen. It writes
Yeah.
itself, and I see myself just standing up there doing impressions of Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura.
Poor Jim Carrey.
Yeah, as Jim Carrey, as Ace Ventura. Jim Carrey will never show up.
Right. It's
basically Jim Carrey's Nightmare the Musical. Anyways, this is not about me. But okay, so Gwen is doing a show called Kidding on Showtime that you can see, and it's so good, Gwen. You know, I love it. But
no, it's amazing. Yeah.
But what was that audition process like, by the way? And also, how did like all of a sudden you get to use your like Avenue Q skills?
It was all very like fortuitous and happened the way it was supposed to. I had seen that this show was casting, but I as much as I have puppetry skills, I don't consider myself like, I'm very insecure about my puppetry skills. So I saw this show was casting with puppets, and I was like, oh, I'm not a good enough puppeteer to do that. But one of the girls she's one of the producers on the show, and I know her from years ago, reached out to me and said, you know, we're producing a new show. There's a part I think you might be right for. And it was actually a different role on the show. And so I went in, and they were like, bring a puppet if you have one. If not, no big deal. So my first audition, I went in with a puppet that we have, and they had given us lyrics to a song, and they were like, just make up a tune for this song. So I went in, I sang with the puppet. I know, it like the weirdest thing. And there were girls in the waiting room, like a girl had a sock. I mean, it was so funny to see the LA version of this audition, which was like a girl practicing with a sock with no face on it. So I had that audition, and I felt really, really good about it. And then I heard that they loved me, but that offer for that role was already out, but they're going to try and get me in for something else. So the next audition I had was for Astronauter, which is the part that I play, which is a space otter, which is, you know, pretty standard and pretty much like, was already back pocket stuff for me. So I was like, oh, I know who this is.
You're like, space otter? That's been on my special skills for years.
Yeah, like space otter is my thing. And especially because they sent me a little clip where they were like, this character doesn't speak English, and we think it sounds something like this. And I was like, got it, done
again. Back pocket.
So I had that audition, and then they were like, we're gonna have you come for a producer session, which also meant Michel Gondry was there, which was also crazy. But that audition was scary because Ben helped me a lot with this. They gave me a bunch of characters, and they were like, pick the ones you want to do with a puppet. And I ended up choosing the character on the show that's the French baguette, Henri Latrice, because I thought that it was really fun. But so I did a French accent, not realizing that Michel Gondry was going to be in the room, and he is the Frenchest of all French people.
Sure.
And my accent sounds like Pepe Le Pew. So I was like, I didn't really think about it until later. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I am bread, you know?
It worked.
Yeah, you still booked a space otter.
That's right.
I did book the space otter. So yeah, that was the process. And then, you know, the day, I'm sure I told you the story of the day that we met Jim, which is just a surreal experience. He is a force of nature. Like the air changes in the room when he comes in. Yeah. Partially because everyone kind of holds their breath, so the air changes.
Well, but I've heard of stuff like that. Like, it's so funny. Now I'm gonna go this route where I'm like, I've heard people say that, like when they talk about they met Obama. Do you know? Like that's when I heard this, like the air change, because there's just something about like, and I can't believe I just said like Obama and Jim Carrey, but it's the same. It's like, depending on who, like your respect of these people, and it goes without saying, Jim Carrey is a brilliant, brilliant actor and comedian. And
you know those people who like, there's that energy of people. I've met only a handful of, maybe even 3, and Jim Carrey's one of them, you know, through this experience.
Yeah.
That when they talk to you, there's no one else in the room. And
Yes.
it's like they look at you. You've met those people that like when they look at you, they're like actually like looking into your skull.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and no one else exists. And they're like, hi, how are you? And at that moment, you're just like, I am, you can't even put words together.
Yeah.
I am man.
I am man.
You are.
Yeah. Like, you don't even know. Jim Carrey's one of those people. And he's just like, because you've only seen him exist either in a television or on a movie screen. And all of a sudden it's like 3 dimensions in front of you. And he's like, what's going on, man? How are you? And you're like,
yeah.
Yeah, and that's it.
Oh my God. I'm loving it. I've heard this story and I'm like, let's have it again.
Yeah.
Wait, but this is not about Jim Carrey. This is about Gwen and Ben. But let me I want to go to Gwen for a second I want to play this clip because one of my favorite things that Gwen ever did was this clapback Disney princess. Because you guys are so smart, and we're going to get to the Avenue Q bit, but I want to just show a little clip of this because you're so brilliant, Gwen, of like dealing with whatever's going on in the world. This is like, again, what I said, y'all are just creatively brilliant and so funny. And so Jonah, can you just play that little.
I've been at this place for 10 whole years. I've given my blood and sweat and tears. I know that I'm a rock star employee. So when I heard they had some news today, I was so excited to hear them say that the coveted promotion goes to Bob? So once again I've got my face smushed against this ceiling made of glass. I'm gonna have to kick this ceiling's ass. And for the first time in forever, I will be treated equally. 'Cause having 2 X chromosomes is not a liability. And it can't wait till tomorrow, 'cause time is up today. And for the first time in forever, this bitch is getting equal pay.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
I said a bad word.
Yes, you did. Hell yes, you did. Hell yes, you did. It's so good. Just how did that come about, Gwen? Did you write it? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, it came about because I was asked to sing in this breast cancer benefit out here a couple of years ago, and it's for the Deadline 2020, which I guess we've missed because it's 2020, but it's the organization that basically vows to find a cure for breast cancer by 2020. And they were like, yeah, we want you to sing. It's kind of a sexy show. And sometimes people do, topical stuff. And so I wanted to do something woman centric. Mm-hmm. And Disney is always kind of my go-to thing. I think it's the easiest thing to parody because everybody knows it. And it's especially fun to parody if you put kind of serious or adult themes, if you infuse that in there, because there's juxtaposition there. So it kind of came out, but in that one, so it started with, it had the First Time in Forever, the Kiss the Girl. I didn't do Little Mermaid for that. I did a Moana thing, but it started with Check Your Breasts to Be Our Guest. And it was like check your breast, stay on top of all your tests. And because it was a breast cancer thing. So it was a very women's health check-in.
Yep. Yes.
So that's where that came from. And then I decided I wanted to make the video, and I released it for International Women's Day last year.
That's so awesome. It really everybody, you can watch this. It's on your YouTube channel, Gwen Hollander YouTube channel. And so just go and watch the whole thing because she gives you a whole bunch of different characters. And it's so good. And it's just like, a lot of people make parody videos and stuff, but like, you're so smart in how you do it. And it's always like, is clean. Like I don't know. I'm just here for it at all times.
Thank you.
And then just quickly, Ben, will you talk about just your magical world of magic that what you were doing before quarantine happened and stuff, and just you are like the magician of magicians before we go into Avenue Q?
Sure. Well, long story short is, when we moved to LA, I went to a place out here called the Magic Castle, because we had some mutual friends, and the Magic Castle is like a private secret magicians club. And you go in and you have dinner and you go to these different showrooms, and it's this like haunted mansion looking place on a hill in Hollywood. And I fell in love with it. And I kind of was like, I need to absorb as much of this as possible, because there's something vaudevillian about this. There's something, I've never seen this before, and it triggered something for me. So I kind of dove headfirst into magic performance, and a couple of years after that, I headlined at the Castle doing a one-man show at the Magic Castle as a headlining magician, because I just was like, I'm going to absorb these skills.
Yep.
And I did this performance there, and then I opened up a magic venue in Hollywood, in Encino, actually in the Valley, called Magic Bar, and it became this amazing, close, very small, secret room that the greatest close-up magicians in the world work. So it's only about 18 seats to see the greatest close-up magicians in the world, because most of them in the United States live here because of the Magic Castle. So I had this little venue, and we're obviously not performing right now and not doing it right now because it's this intimate venue. It'll be back at some point. But then again, that led me to start to work for Walt Disney Imagineering and helping design magic illusions for Disney Imagineering, and being a magic consultant for them, and writing some of the shows for their parks and entertainment. And so riding the horse the direction it's going, Sierra. That's You just kind of go like, here's an opportunity, let's go.
Magical horse.
It's a
like
unicorn.
It's at this point it is. It's like, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's invisible, but you're still riding, like
you're just
which looks weird to other people,
but to us theater folk, that's right. Like,
we've done weirder things.
So there's Ben and Gwen on They Magical Horses.
Wait,
Ben, what's a close-up up close
close-up
magician?
Yes. So there's big stage. I knew what you meant.
But you wanted to make me say it. He wanted to make me say it.
That's right. I needed to see you struggle. So you've seen those big David Copperfield magic on stage, sawing a person in half and all of that stuff. But then there's magic that exists right in front of you, with a deck of cards, with coins, with really interesting things. And one of like an example of close-up magic is if you were to take your hands.
Oh, he's gonna do a trip.
Put your hands, thumbs down, palms out, and put your right over your left, and interlace your fingers just like that. Okay, and squeeze tight, Sierra. Squeeze tight. Let me just see. Squeeze tight. Got it? Now do this.
How?
Exactly.
You want to know what's horrible? Being married to a close-up magician.
Gwen, are you okay? Gwen, blink. Are you okay? Get on your magical horse, Gwen.
I'm riding away.
So
my mom will help you.
Exactly.
She'll also do my laundry.
She will do your magical laundry. Oh my God, Ben, what'd you do to my hands?
Don't worry about it.
What you do to my hands?
What you do to them? Don't worry about it. It's magic.
Oh my God, I love you guys. Wait, I have to, though, talk about the Avenue Q series that you did. Gwen, this was your mastermind project?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
My mastermind.
Gwen, it Gwen?
It was my project.
Yeah.
It was your project. So will you talk about it?
Yeah. So I did not ever intend for it to be kind of as big as it was. I was thinking about, people were starting to do parodies like very early on. Like there was a lot of, From a Distance, which is the first thing you think of, or like, I will keep my distance, songs that had distance in them. And I was like, what can I do that no one else will do? And a couple songs from Avenue Q popped into my head, and I was like, I could actually rewrite the lyrics to almost every one of these songs to be about this situation, because that show just happens to have songs that deal with different aspects of life.
Yes.
So initially I was like, oh, I'll do little bits of each song and make one long video. And then it just became bigger than that. And I had never edited anything on that level before. I didn't really. Yeah, I taught myself all of that.
That's so cool.
It's all iMovie, and but I learned, and I had, you know, we have friends in the area and all the other friends that were in Avenue Q, and friends that one of our friends who's like one of the best puppeteers in the world, he was like on the Dark Crystal Netflix series, is over in his house making, you know, doing puppet shows for me. And then you and Jeremy and Ashley and Ann Harada popped in a bunch, and Jordan Gelber, and people, you know, because I did decide early on, I was like, oh, I can actually make this an Actors Fund fundraiser. And then it can actually do good. And it actually did. And I was shocked. Because I don't have a huge social media following. So the fact that it was making its way around and it was actually making money made me feel so good, because it started off as just something to make us feel better. And then the more it gained traction, and people that it was just getting shared so much, and people were just saying this actually really made me feel better. It did. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was such an unexpected, wonderful side effect of the whole thing.
Well, and that's, again, it's just like, as a creative artist like you are, this time happened and you used what skills that you had, and then learned new skills, because what else can we do? And we had to edit our own stuff, basically, especially during the beginning of this time. And the creativity that you came up with, and just the brilliance of it, once again, and it brought so much joy to everybody, and it brought me joy. We have a clip. Come
on. Everyone agrees that it's hard to abide.
No one likes the thought of being cooped up inside.
Take a breath, look around.
Take it in stride for now.
For now.
Nothing lasts.
Life goes on.
Full of surprises.
We'll be faced with problems of all shapes and sizes.
We're going to have to make a few compromises for now. For now. But only for now. For now. Only for now. For now. Only for now. For now. Only for now.
Yeah. So I want everybody to please go and check out. That's, again, on Gwen Hollander's YouTube channel, and you can check out the entire series. That was the final one. That was episode
9.
Episode 9. But you can see, and there's some really short ones, and then that one's like longer. And then if you continued with that, you see like some really like people that you love in the industry, and Jeremy and Ashley, of course, with their baby. And it's just so awesome, and it brought everybody so much joy. So thank you for sharing that with all of us. Do you guys have something that you would like to leave us with today?
You mean a song?
A song?
Let me preface this. So
here we go.
We're not gonna. This is an unusual choice. But Ben and I initially bonded over our love of 80s television show theme songs. This is a song, we entered our wedding ceremony to this song.
Okay.
If your viewers don't know it.
They don't, I promise.
Maybe they don't. But it's one of the happiest, most joyful songs. And when we sing it, you're basically getting what it looks like when we cook dinner in our kitchen. We're just basically singing this song all the time.
You know what?
So that's that.
This feels like something that we here at Stars in the House are here for.
Great.
We're happy to deliver.
We'll see how it goes.
It goes a little like this, and hopefully you can hear it. Here we go. We'll trade lyrics. Let's just try it.
Can you hear it?
So good. Sometimes the world looks perfect, nothing to rearrange.
Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
No matter what the odds are this time, nothing's gonna stand in my way.
This flame in my heart, like a long lost friend, gives every dark street a light at the end.
Standing tall on the wings of my dreams, rise and fall on the wings of my dreams. The rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. It's my life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
Oh,
And then we freeze in the 80s freeze.
You have to freeze in an 80s freeze.
And
Great,
that's it.
great.
and then we breathe. And then we breathe. Cut.
I hope I book it. I
God, I hope I got that space.
I hope I get this.
Oh my God, you guys, that was the perfect way to end this segment. I love you so much. I know everybody's freaking out. Thank you so much for being the people that you are, giving the gift of your souls and the humor and the creativity and that beautiful 80s theme that I think
welcome.
now should be the theme for
giving.
everything. So,
You bet.
all right. Well, love y'all. Talk to
We
you
love
soon.
you.
Love you
Thanks
too.
for being here.
Thanks
Oh
for
my
having us.
gosh. Oh my God. Are you not just so obsessed with them? I can't. They are just like the greatest. I mean, I just feel like in that house, there's puppetry, there's singing, there's magic tricks, there's making you feel bad when you can't get your hands undone anymore, that I still feel like I need to work on. But that was learning on the job. And the next show that I perform live, I will figure the magic out. Jim Carrey. Okay, so I am so excited for my next guest. Some of you know him from my Sierra Boggess Light Lessons series. He was the very first guest that I brought on to Light Lessons because he is just, again, one of my favorite people and such a brilliant light worker. So funny, so awesome, stunning in every way. Ladies and gentlemen, my amazing friend Joshua Keith is here. Woo! There he is. Honey.
Hey now.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm backstage. I'm on my floor. We are here.
You are on that floor. Do you know what? I so wanted to be sat on my yoga mat for this. I wanted to be just like grounded. I knew that you would be grounded, and it's just like you got an orchid going on. Is that an orchid?
She brings me good energy. She brings me good energy on the floor and just good energy around. Just
that is it.
level it out.
Honey, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you, even though it's through my computer. I miss you.
I know. It's not right. It's not right. You guys, Josh and I had some delicious margaritas together before I left.
I had margaritas.
We got grande size. They were grande.
Grande. Muy grande.
Muy grande. We said yesterday we were on FaceTime and we were both like, I think we're still. Are we back? And we're back. Okay. We were both like, I think we're still feeling the effects of the alcohol still to this day.
To this day. Have a friend that will limit when you say, pour me another glass. Sierra is not that friend. Never.
Sierra's not that friend.
No.
She was like, you meant this size. You meant this size glass. This size.
Here you are. So if you have an audition tomorrow, do not hang out with Sierra Boggess.
No, but the thing is, what I will say in my defense is when I am working, I talk about this, so Josh and I met doing a little show called Ever After as well. So Josh and I did the version that was in Atlanta. Gwen and I did versions that were happening, readings, and I mean, this Ever After may be one of the shows that gets the theater when we come back from COVID. May it happen because look at all these amazing people that
just saying, and a great lead too. I mean, a phenomenal lead.
Honey,
you can just when you have a great lead, you just feel safe, so it's fine.
Honey,
We're good.
We fine. But so we met doing a show called Ever After. Where was I going with that?
I mean, that's just how we met.
I know that's how we met, but I know because
you're great when we're working. When you're working, you are very strategic about going to bed. By the way, Sierra gets up at the crack of dawn. I do not. And she likes to go to Whole Foods and invite me, which is more than, I love going to Whole Foods, but not at 9 a.m. Just saying.
Not at 9 a.m. No.
No.
And that's when we were figuring out what time for the interview, it was like, yeah, we're going to need to do this in the afternoon. A sensible
There we go.
time.
Some of us get up in the morning. Some of us get up a little later. You know, there's no judgment either way.
There's no judgment. There's no judgment. We are who we are. Wait, Josh, will you tell everybody where you're from?
Oh, I'm actually born in North Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and then I went to college at Howard University, and then I came straight to New York, and here we are. I mean, it's a very short story.
But you know, we can expand on it. But because also, isn't it true you booked like the very first show you auditioned for, and you were like, oh, cool,
I did, and that's crazy how I booked the first show I auditioned for in New York. I was still in college, senior year. Took that megabus, you know, that megabus special, honey. You know, that round trip. She got me here. She got me in my audition on time. And I said, do you remember Chelsea Studios, 26th Street?
Yes, I do.
Long live, honey. That was the day.
Long live. Long live.
Long live. And
Long
then
live.
here we are today, literally.
Here we are.
The only difference is then I wasn't union.
Well, that's the thing. That's right. Because you did that audition and you were not union, and they were like, next group. And you were like,
next group. I'm in this next group. I don't have an equity card to prove that, but I am in this next group.
Oh my God. The theme of this episode for everybody watch, it's like, this is so cool. Oh, wait, hold on. Jonah, our magical technical person, is asking, Josh, can you lower your volume 3 to 4 notches? We're getting some feedback.
I've been getting that feedback since we started.
Okay, live theater, honey. That's what we got.
Yeah.
How's that?
I've been getting it since we started, but I don't know.
Well,
I mean, even when the first couple I still was getting it. When it been wrong, I'm not sure why.
All right. Well, he said better. So we got some nice feedback.
All right. See that?
You know what?
That's live theater right there.
That's right.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Jonah.
Thank you, Magic Jonah person.
Magic Jonah. That's right.
All right, you guys. So when Josh and I met, we obviously met Doing Ever After, and it was just like one of these things. It was like this human being is like we were just instantly. I think you asked me to leave like my super cute zip up Lulu or Aloe or something. You're like, you can leave that with me, and
you can leave that with me. Thank you very much. I can work with that. Leave it with me. Thank you.
But our first conversation, actually, and we talk about this in our Light Lessons episode, which everybody can enjoy. Wait, first can we show the magical picture, Jonah, of Josh's stunning self just dance? There, look at that. Come on. Now, you tell me that's not somebody you want to know a little more about. I'm like,
didn't know that was coming up. Didn't know that picture was coming up.
Ooh, she's full of surprises, honey. Ooh.
Full of surprises.
But wait, Magical Jonah, can you skip to the video that I wanted of him? The video, if you can skip there and magically show. I cannot. Okay, I just wanted to show. Are you dying?
I was not expecting any of that, but I said it's Paris.
No, and that. What the heck in Paris, honey? Just in Paris.
Living my life. I was doing the Prince of Egypt in Denmark, and I was like, "Listen, let's just go to Paris. Why not? Let's just go to Paris. Let's go to Paris."
Like
I went to
for
Paris.
a day off?
Let's just go to Paris. And there was a live band playing, and I was like, I'm gonna dance. And I just went up to someone. I was like, "Can you hold my phone?" She said, "Yes, I would love to." I said, "Thank you so much."
I love that so much. I love that video. Obviously, I didn't know you then. I didn't know you. But I just love it so much because when I met this person, I was like this dancer and those lines and just that spirit. And that's the thing. It's like, where does that come from in you, Josh? You're just this most gorgeous dancer.
Well, I think I just try to keep I just try to do daily check-ins because it really does it helps so much. It's like even now, in the middle of a pandemic, we're all home. I'm still in New York. I didn't get to go to Denver, Colorado, and my family. I tell you, I might have some laundry for it though, just FYI. Just saying. But just the check-in, the daily check-in, and just saying, how are you? Even like scrolling on my phone, making sure I follow good people that inspire me, and just find that daily check-in, and then just the love of movement, just movement, how fun it can be and exhilarating and uplifting. It's just it's so freeing, it's just really freeing to move, and it's good for us to move. The body is made to move and not be stagnant. We should move. It just provokes life.
Absolutely. And I feel like as this pandemic has happened and we've been quarantining, you're somebody who's inspired me daily too. First of all, everybody should be following Josh Keith on his Instagram. It's one of my favorites to follow just because it's so inspirational, not just the quotes, but also just the way that you are, like, with obviously you're so stunning, but you are using your body in a way that inspires us to do the same thing, because we can look at you and be like, I'm intimidated, I don't want, but there's something about the way that you are as a person. You make us want to be better, and that's what I just love about you so much.
And I love that because I get the same from you, and that is also the joy of movement, and it's also it's the joy of live theater. It just makes you want to be better. It makes you, and that's the joy of movement. It's something that we all share, even if it's just walking. It just makes you want to walk better,
Yeah.
And just through knowledge, through understanding of how you move your body and what you do, it just makes you a better person, a better human, and it makes us better in the long run. If we take care of ourselves, going back to that whole self-care, just taking care of ourselves, especially now, this is a really great time to do like some daily check-ins. How am I today? Actually, you know what? How am I right now is the question. How am I right now? And then allowing yourself to respond in the moment where you are right now. And if that means you're just overwhelmed with emotion, you let it out. But asking yourself a question and responding honestly, it's just, I think that's what it comes from, honestly. I think it's just the daily check-in. Like, where am I today? I'm not sure where my left leg is. But I know that if I stretch today,
it may show up.
It might. It just might show up.
It just might. What workouts and stuff are you doing during that? Because I see you running, I see you, and we'll talk about Pilates, but and you can mention that, but we'll get there. But what are you doing, like, to move, and what can we do also?
Well, I think that's something that will help everyone. Gyms are closed, boutique fitness it's all closed. But we know that with COVID, it affects the heart rate, and it affects how you're breathing. And so I think one of the best things we can do is cardio. So if that's running, if that's, brisk walks, anything you can do, because there are people who have tested positive for COVID, but they were, asymptomatic. They didn't really know because they try to keep the cardio and the heart rate up. So I think starting with cardio is a great way to stay in shape, because we have to take care of ourselves differently now. And I think a lot of people skipped cardio for so long. But now this is the time where but this is now a time where we no longer have that option, because it's that daily check-in with ourselves to say, I can't skip cardio today, because you'll start to understand where the breath is. If you're short of breath, you don't want to wait until you're, calling for help for that. You can do a daily check-in with yourself every day. So I say never skip cardio, even if it's just a brisk walk outside. That really, really helps. And then find some water and sit by it.
Ooh.
Find some running.
How dare you be
water.
so full of wisdom right now? I'm dead. I can't. I'm dead. That disrespectful, Josh.
Disrespectful.
That was incredibly disrespectful advice. Never skip cardio, daily check-in, and find some water and sit by it. Oh my God.
Find some water, find a good tree, sit down. Just sit down and connect with life. It's so important. She's right here. This is my tree for today because it was a rainy day in New York for a while. So I was like, well, here's my tree.
Oh, honey, that is so good.
Here's my tree, but just the life that comes from it. We have to reevaluate by connecting with life. And so I think cardio exercise will help everyone, especially at a time where we're fighting we're in the middle of a pandemic that
Yeah.
attacks the heart rate. So I think cardio
Yes.
exercise is the best thing we can do.
You're so that's really, really good. I mean, I also hate that because I'm like, I don't want to do cardio, but
No
I
one
love
does,
that.
but it's my favorite.
Yeah, well, okay. But I love it too because also it does make us not only check in with ourselves and it's like, okay, I have to do this, but like just to take it to this level really quick, that's like for those of us that are lucky to not be dealing with, we're not in the hospital, we're not going through this. If we are healthy, what a gift it is, especially during this time. What a great time for us to check in and say thank you for these lungs that can breathe. Thank you for this heart that is like what a gift and what an important thing for us to be doing.
Yes, and that's not just for dancers. It's just FYI. I mean, I think that a lot of times we feel as dancers that it's that, you know, exercise is exclusive to the ensemble or it's exclusive to dancers, or we all have to do it because, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's number one. And, you know, sometimes you don't know what you have until it's gone. So never take the body for granted because every single day we live and breathe in this. So this is the one vessel that you really want to take care of as much as possible from what we put in it, you know, everything. Try to really, really take care of your body because you want it to be with you for the rest of your life. You only get one. I mean, so, and at this time, this is not a time to just let it all go. This is not that time because, you know, because then we come back next year and then you're like, well, you know what? I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And that's not where you want to be. You want to continue to do what you need to be doing and just find other ways to do it. If you can't go to a gym, listen, you can always walk. You can always walk. You know, there's so many things you can do. So I just say have that moment to check in every day and just literally don't skip cardio. Never.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just I'm calling you. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Say,
yes, you are.
Call you today.
Yeah, I need you to call me every day.
But by the time I get up, it will be about noon your time.
That's true. By the time you get up, I'll be like, I did like 20 cardios. This is easy.
This is easy. I just woke up. I'm still having coffee.
Be like, did you do your cardio?
Just know I haven't done it yet, Sierra, so don't judge me.
Honey, don't judge. Oh my God. Okay, we need to talk about the gorgeous, amazing man that you're married to, beautiful sensei. I feel like we have a photo that we're going to throw up there.
Oh my gosh.
Can you deal with the beauty of these two amazing men? Like, I'm done. I just like.
I'm done that you even have this, and I didn't know anything about it.
No, you didn't.
I love it. I love it. So you know what? This is all real. This is all real. I didn't know.
I just like the way that you guys love each other and just, will you just quickly talk about how you met?
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, if you really just want the whole truth, I mean, we met on a commercial. We were shooting a commercial for Powerade. And the truth is, I'm just gonna keep it real. I saw him looking, he is shy, and so I said, let me help you out. Hi. And then they paired us together for the rest of the day, which was like a 14-hour day. So we talked the whole day. And then from there, we exchanged numbers. And then we took the train uptown. I got off in Harlem. He kept going a little further up. And then literally we stayed in touch. And 9 years later, here we are, married in New York still. And he's going to help me. He helps me with everything I do, including all these videos.
That's what's up.
We met at shooting a commercial for Powerade. I mean, it's so crazy.
Love that. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I didn't know that you guys met during a commercial. And I also love, because he was so shy, and that's why he's not on this camera right now, but he sure is about to move that camera for us.
He's going to do that, because he is here to help.
He's going to go ahead and help you. So, Sensei, we love you. And
we love you, Sensei.
And we love you. So, Josh, what I asked Josh to do, you guys, because I'm hosting, so I do what I want. I asked Josh if he would give us just one exercise, because you are, first of all, you're certified Pilates math. You're working on what's the deal, Josh?
Okay,
Pilates.
I mean, there's so much, but we can. I mean, I'm certified as a Pilates instructor. I received my certification from Equinox here in New York City. I received incredible instruction. So I'm in Pilates every single day, although we are no longer in the studios. We are doing virtual Pilates. We're doing Zoom Pilates. I have some upcoming conversations coming up with the, contributions to Pilates. There's so much, but every day I try to focus on some aspect of Pilates for myself, even if it's just like a mat class or a few exercises. So I received my instructor training from Equinox, my certification from Equinox, and I've been going ever since. And it's literally just incredible to be able to take care of myself in a way that is holistic and healthy for my future. And I think that everyone should know some form of Pilates, because there's so many exercises that we do, from lifting weights and all these things. But as we age, weights are not always helpful. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're harmful.
Yeah.
As we age, so finding exercises that we can do that help us versus harm us is a really good thing. And Pilates is one of those things. I mean, just teaching you how to stand up straight is a good thing. So I think Pilates is everything. I think it is life-changing. I think it's life-enhancing. I think it's everything you need, everything you want, and everything we desire.
Come on. If that's not a good, and like, you're exactly who we want as our Pilates instructor. So will you just now give us a little, like, something that we can just know what a Pilates exercise is?
Absolutely. Okay, so everyone, FYI, my husband is so great. He is going to video me doing this right now. So here we go.
Yeah, and we're just going to be casual and tell him, like, where to put.
We're going to do it, and we're going to instruct him.
Look at how magical Sensei is. This magic of Sensei.
Look at that.
I mean, look. And there is our beautiful Josh. Okay.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so if you're home and you have a mat, get a mat. Just invest in any mat you can. So if you're home, find a mat. The first thing you want to do is come all the way onto the mat, situate yourself, flatten your body out onto the mat. From here, lift the legs, bend the knees. From here, lift the head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Curl up higher, bend the knees into the chest. From here, extend both arms and legs out. This is just small exercise. Lengthen the legs, stretch the body, stretch out of the hips, sweep the arms around, bend the knees into the chest. We're going to do it again. We're going to cue the breath. From here, inhale, extend everything out. Exhale, wrap everything in. From here, bring the forearms into the knees, press the knees into the forearms, and curl up higher. Curl up a little bit higher. Get a stretch in the lower back. Stretch the upper back. We're using our phones a lot. We're on the couch a lot. So from here, take another inhale. Stretch everything back out. Take an exhale. Sweep everything around. Sweep it around. Sweep it around. Use the abdominals. Find the core strength. Stretch the lower back. Stretch the upper back. Stretch the spine. Curl the belly button to the spine. Sink the tailbone. Again, stretching out. Two more. Last one. Exhale. Sweep it around. Sweep it around. Sweep it around. Use the abdominals to bring you up. One more. Stretch it out. Stretch the body, stretch the fingers, stretch the core, stretch the legs, stretch out of the hips. Take an exhale, wrap everything around. Use the abdominals, round yourself up, come up to a seated position. From here, find yourself around. And that is just one exercise that we can do every single day. To my incredible husband who just filmed that for me.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. Josh, that is so good, and that is so helpful, and you explain so clearly, and just, I really hope everybody who's watching is like, yes, and now you have at least one thing that you can do. And you can do that simply every single day, can't you?
Every single day, and it doesn't have to be, we don't have to, just small exercises are what we want to focus on, things to just get to know our body again. This is a time to get to know ourselves. I think a lot of this is confronting things that we're home all day. So now we have to deal with things that we probably never had to deal with. And one of those things could just be simply body awareness. So let's get in touch with ourselves again from the inside out.
Yes, from the inside out. And I just thank you so much for showing us that too, because I think that a lot of times people can get really intimidated that they hear like Pilates or yoga or anything, even cardio. And it's like, no, we're not saying like you're really, and this is simple, and it's
This is simple. This is simple because we start where we are. We start where we are and we love who we are. We own who we are. It's also, I'm a Pilates instructor, but what about people who you do yoga every single day? It's your personal practice. You start right where you are on your mat, and there's no one here to judge you. We're just all here to help. So just starting and beginning within, a little body awareness, taking it seriously, understanding we're in the middle of a pandemic. Let's just take care of this right here. Take care of this body. Take care of the body. Yeah.
I am so grateful for you. Thank
Oh,
you.
I'm
all
so grateful for
much
you and everything you're doing.
him. Oh, honey, I just can't.
Honey,
We're done. We can't with you. I
honey,
just remember that you can donate to Stars in the House. I mean, that right there, it's like he just free Pilates lessened us. So if you feel compelled to, please just donate
yes.
something for a Stars in the House to the Actors Fund. And again, these are all the people, everybody that Josh and Gwen and Ben, we're the people also that's like, we benefit so much from the Actors Fund and everybody
Yes.
behind the scenes and everywhere that has to do with theater. So thank you. But thank you so much, honey, for taking your time today. And Sensei, we love you too. And
He's right here listening. We are so excited to have done this together. Thank you so much, Sierra.
all right, love you, honey.
Love
I'll
you back,
talk to you every 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay, bye. Oh my God, you guys, I hope that you had an amazing hour with me. The last thing I want to do, look at this sun. The sun is going down, and so it's hitting me in the face. There, oh, there she is. Now she's highlighting this ponytail. The last thing I want to leave us with, just because I thought it would be awesome since we are here in Denver, Colorado, where I grew up. My amazing little sister, come on in here. My amazing little sister. Here's this Allegra Boggess. Oh, this way. There's a yes. Here's Allegra Boggess. She is my little sister. Everybody knows I'm the middle child. She's now like infamous on all over Instagram because we've been doing all kinds of things. But look, come on, just right at the piano where you belong. She doesn't talk. She's an introvert, folks. She uses the sign language. But we thought that it would actually be really nice to sing something. So when we were little, we used to play songs. Oh, my dad is, I wish that, maybe I can show you over here. He's doing tech. Look, there he is. There's my dad. Oh, and then my mom's over there. Look at, oh God. This is the grand finale, folks. He's trying to do tech right now and adjust that sunshine in my face. But wait, do you need this on you to see the music? Okay, so this is what we're going to do to just send everybody out is we used to play songs all the time in the house. There was always music going on. Allegra is a piano performance degree. She went to Oberlin. I told you I'm going to just talk for you. She's like, please don't make me talk. She went to Oberlin Conservatory, which is the same place that Seth Rudetsky went. So when we went on the Seth's cruise to Iceland, that was just like an Oberlin reunion, which was so cute. But she graduated. You got your degree from CU. Yeah. University of Colorado. Woo! Buffs. That's right. We didn't go to any sporting events. We were practicing. So Allegra is this incredible musician. She teaches music at a school, Raven Gap. Yep. Nakuchi school. Raven Gap Nakuchi. But you teach what?
I teach orchestra and choir.
Come on. Who can teach both orchestra and choir? I can't deal. I can't. So what we're going to do right now is, and this is casual, you guys, we're like, we found this and we were like, oh my God, I used to sing this all the time and she used to play this. We haven't done this since we were kids. Yeah. So we're going to do this for you and just hopefully, well, thanks for being here. So this is Nothing Really Happened, which is, Craig Carnelia wrote this from Is There Life After High School? So here we go. He asked me over to his house. I wore Suzanne's embroidered blouse. I still remember that night, and nothing really even happened. We talked some truth, we told some lies. He pushed the hair away from my eyes. It felt so dangerous then, and nothing really even happened.
Funny the things you don't. Funny the things that fade away. Funny the things that won't. The girl I tried so hard to hide. The woman waking up inside. The way I pictured his bed. The scenes I saw in my head. Wonder if I should write him. Wonder if I should call. Wonder if he'd remember at all. I wonder if he'd remember at all. A million years ago tonight, the TV glowed in black and white, and I remember that girl alone with that boy, and I remember that night when nothing really happened.
Yeah! Oh my God. We loved that song. Oh, thank you, Allegra. Oh my God. Thank you so much. We hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you again to Seth and James for letting me step in and host and take care of all of you who chose to be here and spend your time with us. Thank you to Gwen and Ben and Josh, and for our magical Jonah who took care of all of our tech and everything. And thank you all to everybody who was able to donate, and just keep being kind to each other and keep spreading the light, and take everything that you heard today and try and spread that joy to other people, but also make sure you're taking that time for yourself, because as we know, we can't put the oxygen mask on someone until we've given ourselves the oxygen too. So thank you so much for being here, and that was our show. Bye.